Hello everyone and welcome to the fashionably late midweek video. And you can see first there's no final render, so goodbye, thanks for joining in, I guess. No, the man-made horrors of weight mapping in this case. So I wanted to test a few things. I wanted to play around with the Spring Dynamics script, which I did. So there is a second part in Daz Studio where I jump around with the script. You can jump forward to that if that is interesting, because the first part is just making the model again. Yeah, let's go into the whole thing. I wanted to test out what happens if I fix a point inside, for example, a chain. And then add the Spring Dynamics script, if I can manipulate this to like fly around, swirl around, do the script thing with the last point fixed. I built the model with this in mind. I will actually retouch the model because I need to do a few improvements, and I will talk about them in a bit. But first, the actual premise of the video. I wanted to see, okay, if I do a chain, for example, and I fix the last point, like I give the last point a fixed point where it has to be, what happens with the rest of the chain that is in between the starting point and in between the end point. My hope was that the chain does the funny chain jangle thing that jumps around, but the end is fixed, so it basically jumps around while being connected. And I think I have to redo this test. I just basically did the video and ended at this point because this took way more time actually making and building and then implementing than I assumed. I also did not record the full weight mapping and stuff. I actually left the whole part that I recorded out. I recorded about half an hour before I stopped recording, and I was like, I'm gonna do this without the rest of the record because it doesn't really matter, it's nothing new, and it took me a lot of time. And then I did the first test, which you will see in the video in about 3.5 minutes, a bit more, actually around 4 minutes, I think. And yeah, you will see what I'm talking about right then and there. Let's go back to what I'm currently doing. I had a few designs. I will actually do the second design that I had as well, and I might actually include a scan from my drawing, because I usually draw these things by hand before I actually make them into models, or at least some of the time. And I think for the second one that I want to model, I will include the drawing, so you have an idea of how this looks before it actually goes into production, so to say. The idea for this one was like a scarf wrapped around the neck, and then a chain wrapped around the scarf with a cute little heart-shaped lock that is holding the chain in place. For those who know my work, this is like the usual thing I do. This is nothing new, nothing special. Yeah, did a bit of detailing on the lock here, and overall, yeah, the end of the scarf is going straight out because I wanted to have a T-post basically before I give this a weight map, and before I make this into a model, before I rig this basically. And yeah, this is why the whole thing looks so weird, why the scarf is ending in two straight endings instead of actually falling down the body. And I will retouch this model this weekend most likely, I don't know if I actually have the time for this weekend for a video. If not, this will be a second video where I just retouch the whole thing. But yeah, I will see how the weekend actually goes, because there is a lot of stuff to do in the time before Christmas, as usual, amongst other more personal stuff that is going on, which yeah also reduced my time last few weeks. Anyhow, as you can see, I'm building the chain. I built a new chain link for this one, which I will probably copy over to the ornaments stuff, so I have it ready, because I really like this one as well. You can see I'm organizing this around the lock, more or less, so that the lock is actually grabbing both chains, and then the chain is going back towards the back, and is also going straight out. And if I redo this, I will definitely put the chain down on the body. I'm not so sure if I actually want to, because one of the issues that I have with this is that the chain is very, very intense when it comes to weight mapping. It is very, very detailed. There is a lot of vertices on this. So my current plan is to grab the chain, remove it from the thing, and just add it as a additional object that hangs from the actual model, similar as I did with the witch skirt. So there's that. Yeah, and I will actually have the scarf fall down the body in the back, so that it the starting position at least is like it would naturally fall. Yeah, and here we are in the in Daz Studio, and you can see I'm applying the spring dynamics. You can see, as soon as the spring dynamic thing is removed, that the chain is very, very, very broken. I actually try to fix the end point of the chain, and you can see this is like not working at all. Nothing is happening, because you can't really see anything here. And what I decided to do is I played a bit around. I reapplied the spring dynamic script a bit. But yeah, as you can see, there is a lot going on with the weight mapping here. There is a lot of issues going on. I broke a lot of stuff. Here you can see I'm actually adding the I'm adding a single fixed point for the end of the chain, and I think what I actually would have to do is fix the point of the chain in all the different frames, in all 90 frames, so that it is fixed in every frame before I add the script. So this is something I will do, or I will try on the weekend. I will tell you how this went if I don't make it into a video. But yeah, currently I'm trying to actually grab all the different pieces except for the few last ones that I don't want to animate, and then I'm applying the script to all of these. You can see the broken weight mapping. That is because I couldn't reach the inside of the chains. Also, I changed the weight mapping from Tri-X weight mapping to general weight mapping, which is a very bad idea. I will not do that again. It basically breaks the model instantly, more or less. So yeah, what I finally did is I added a camera that is following the area that I want to perceive. So we're looking at the back of the character here. Yeah, I'm having the camera follow it, so we have a better view. I actually didn't render this. I just wanted to see what happens in the in the thing, and you can already see that the endpoint is like flying around like crazy. You can see that the endpoint isn't even where I wanted it to be when I fixed it. So I think the issue that I have is not really working. But yeah, you can see like it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really happen what is supposed to happen. It's not at the point where it's supposed to be. You can see here in the final frame, it's not where I want the whole thing to be. But yeah, that was what I was playing on around with this week. Yeah, this is the video. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you a little bit in your own endeavors, and I'll see you guys in the next one.